Hi, today I will show you how to iterate over drop-down options. Okay, so let's navigate to Angular Material official website. Okay, so this is our drop-down. We are going to um, click and get the options, and we'll iterate over it, and we'll take action like clicking on any of one option, right? So first of all, we'll inspect it. So first task is to click on this drop-down element and then collecting all the options. Okay, so first of all, let's inspect this element to click on it. So I hope you can see my console. Okay, so as you can see, this is the parent tag, okay, for this element, and here it is given as mat select, right? So I'm using this mat select tag name to click this drop down. Okay, so as you can see on the same page, we have so many drop downs like basic mat select, basic native select, and here is another drop down. Okay, select with two-way value binding, but that is related to Angular internal. Okay, but here we have multiple drop downs. Okay, to ignore the warning, or suppose if you want to automate second drop down instead of automating the first one. Okay, so just using this tag name will not work. Okay, so we'll use xpath with index. Okay, so that we can specifically click on that specific drop down. Okay, so let's see how I have written xpath for clicking on this drop down. Okay, if you want to click on the first drop down, it will work. You can use directly mat select, it will click. Okay, but if you have so many drop down elements in the same page, just using mat select tag name is not going to work. So you have to create xpath, okay, unique xpath, so that it will click on that specific drop down. So I will show you the code. Okay, so this is for navigating to the drop down page. Okay, and here I am taking action on drop down, like clicking on drop down element and grabbing all the options and calculating the size and iterating over the options and printing the options value and then comparing the value and clicking on the conditional matched option. Okay, so I showed you, right, this mat select tag I am going to use for clicking on the drop down. Okay, so we can write xpath in this way, right? Mat select, and we can uh, wrap within the parentheses, and we can pass index 1. Suppose if you want to click on drop down 2 and it has the same tag name, okay, then it will work. So just you need to pass the index value, right? But if the tag name is different, this is not going to work. Okay, so I showed you the two drop down. If sorry, if two drop down is having same tag name, just use this xpath, just double slash tag name and wrap within the parentheses and pass index 1. So if you're passing 1, it will click on the first, okay, element, and if you're passing index here to this index, like here, just replace with 2, it will click on second drop down. So just we are automating the first one, so I'm using first index. Okay, so after clicking on the element, what I'm doing, I am grabbing the options within the drop down. Okay, so I'm using okay, so instead of explaining here, let's navigate to the drop down option page and we'll see how I collected this XPath. Okay, so let's click on this drop down and inspect any one of the option. Okay, so this as you can see, the actual value is inside a span tag. Okay, and a span tag is child of mat option tag. Okay, so total you have three mat option. Okay, here one, two, and three. So these three are inside this parent div tag, right? And this parent div tag is having ID, right? So we'll use this ID, okay, and I mean, the we'll use combination of this ID and then mat option and then span tag, okay, to collect all these elements and we'll put into the array, okay. So let's see the XPath now. Okay, so I said we'll use ID of the parent element, right? The mat option. We had three mat option, and the parent tag was div tag, and the ID of div tag was mat select dash zero dash panel. Okay, and then inside it we had mat option tag, right? And within that mat option we had span tag, right? Let me show you side by side. Okay, so this is the parent tag and here is the id mat select zero panel, and within this we have three mat option. So I am for so how XPath is written, id, okay, and then followed by mat option, and within mat option here we have a span tag. So mat option followed by span, okay, mat option followed by, this way we can write XPath to grab these options, okay. So now, so this is asynchronous, so I'm using promise here, okay. So this will give us the total element, okay, here, and here I'm calculating the total size using length property of an array, and here I am iterating over the options, okay. So options dot map, just if you want to click on any one of the option you can use find method instead of map, because map will iterate over each options, but find will just take action on one element which fulfills the condition, right? You can check or google it about array.find method. So what I'm doing, I'm uh, iterating over the elements, I mean the options of drop down, okay. So it will iterate over, I mean this body is going to be executed for each element, okay. So this is the option, I mean this is the option, and I am here, I am grabbing the text of that option using get text, and this is also a synchronous, okay, call. So I'm using await here, and here I'm using async, okay. So without async we cannot use await, so I'm putting async keyword, okay, just beside the arrow function. So after grabbing the text value of the option, I am putting into optval variable, and then I am printing the value of the option, okay. And here I am comparing if the option value is equal to stick, okay. If the option value matches with this string, it will click, else it will uh, go to the next element, okay. So this way we can iterate over the drop down option. So now I'll show you the running code, okay. So let's run this code. Okay, so it will click here, okay, it clicked, and it will show that size, okay. Actually I'm not using sleep method here, that's why it was very quick, but you can see here the size of the drop down options is 3. So first of all it will click on the this drop down element, Okay, it clicked and it will give us a size, and then it will click on stick because okay, it was very quick. So let me give some sleep and we'll run once again so that we can check whether it clicked or not. Okay, so I have given browser.sleep, so it will wait for some time after clicking on this option value. Okay, so let's run once again. So of course this time it is going to wait after click action. Okay, it clicked and it will grab the size and it will display the size of the option. Okay, as you can see, it clicked stick. Okay, so as you can see, the test got passed, and here you can see the size, and here you can see the options value. Okay, so this is the way you can automate and iterate over, or whatever, I mean, you can take action or you can directly click or iterate over the options. Okay, thank you.